Hey guys, welcome back to the tutorial. We are working on calculating that Shapley value. Sorry, I've been at this for so long. Where do we leave off? We left off where we calculated all the combinations, all of the different ways that we could play this game. A team composed of Facebook, Instagram, YouTube can have 6 different play orders. Great. That's where we're at. Where are we going next? Where we're going next is we need to calculate the marginal contribution. When each player played, how much value did they add to the pot? So when Facebook played first, their coalition value is 7. So they bring 7 to the table. When Instagram played second, the coalition of Facebook and Instagram is worth 7 points. If the pot was already worth 7 points, that means Instagram's marginal contribution was 0. Let's look at a different example. Facebook is worth 7. The pot is worth 7. The Facebook YouTube coalition is worth 15. And so if the coalition is worth 15, the previous value was 7, then 15 minus 7 is 8. And that's YouTube's marginal contribution. Now, I know many of us coming from that Python background is like, okay, so if I have this play order, this, then that, then I kind of need to do like this loop. Check this number, then loop through again, then loop through again, loop through again. No. Here we are in SQL, where I would be tempted to use a loop. I'm going to generate a row, and that row will allow me to run the calculation. Well, Jay, how many rows do you need to generate? Well, I need to generate one row for each player in my play order. We know how to do that. Let's go. Here we are. For this combination of players, there are 6 different ways that they could play the game, 6 different orders. Okay. All we have to do is now generate one row for each play. First Facebook, then Facebook and Instagram, then Facebook, Instagram, online display. So we're going to go into our next transform here. And we know how to do that. We just join on the one-to-many on the number of players is equal to the join column, right? So my series, or my set rather, is the team, Instagram and Facebook. They can play this game where Instagram goes first, then Facebook goes, or they can play this game where Facebook goes, then Instagram goes. I need to do a calculation every time a player plays, so I need to have 2 rows for this game. And the play stages, first Instagram goes, then Instagram and Facebook goes. The player is Instagram first and Facebook second. And then eventually I need to look up the coalition values. Cool. We know how to do this join on one-to-many. We also know how to do a join on with that concat white space. So we're saying, hey, if there's 2 players in this game, if we're on the second stage of the game, then concatenate player 1 and player 2. If we're on the third stage of the game, concatenate player 1, 2, and 3. I'm not going to say concatenate all of my players. What I am saying is I just want to concatenate up to the stage of the game that we are in. So here, on the first stage of the game, online display is playing. So that's all I want in my play stage. On the second stage, it's online display and Instagram. On the third stage, it's online, Instagram, and Facebook. Cool. Once we have the play stage, though, I need to look up my coalition value. Once I know that I'm looking at FBIG, I know I need to grab the value 7. But what happens when I need to look at the play stage for IG, then Facebook? that coalition, you and I know that's the same thing as FBIG. In our heads, we're able to apply that sort order and know that these two things are the same thing. I can grab the number 7. But SQL is obviously not smart, so I have to do that order by technique that we've learned how to do already. I need to take this play stage, I need to sort the members in alphabetical order, and then I can take that sorted, ordered play stage and look up the coalition value. Cool. So let's just fly through that. We know how to do the sort order. Find the number of players, join on the one-to-many, keep the nth player. We've done that before. And then just do my group concat. Group concat my players from the play stage. And group concat, call it play stage ordered. So that's going to look like this, right? These all look the same as stuff as I've done before. And if I'm honest, I'm a little bit frustrated because I'm like, hey, I've got the same code. I'm writing the same code over and over again. Shouldn't I be able to do a stored procedure to do this in a more elegant way? Yeah, I could write a stored procedure. But if I ever need to like troubleshoot it and go through it row by row, it's nice to be able to see these in individual tables. In any event, the play stage called Instagram, then online display, then Facebook. That's a series because it's ordered, is the same as the set Facebook, Instagram, online displayed. And I can take that value here, play stage ordered, and look up the number of conversions way back in conversions by ordered series, which is exactly what we're going to do next. It looks like there's a lot going on here, but it's not really true. Coalitions by play order says I've got one row per game per stage that I go through. So it's this. I've got one row for Facebook, one row for Facebook, Instagram, one row for Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. That's this data set here. In order for me to look up the coalition value, I need to find the ordered play stage name. So we did that sort order calculation. And that's going to tell me that Instagram Facebook is the same thing as Facebook Instagram. Now that I know Instagram Facebook is the same thing as Facebook Instagram, I can then look up the coalition value in the master table, as it were. And so here I'm joining to conversions to by ordered series, which we did a long time ago, on that play stage ordered is equal to the series ordered, and I'm retrieving how many conversions is Facebook Instagram worth. Just for grins, I'm going to keep track of the total games conversion value. And so that's where the series ordered join comes in. Okay, so should I do a where clause? Let me do a where clause. I'm going to filter on series ordered. Oh, goodness. All right. So for this series, I can play the game 6 different ways. For each of these different ways, there are 3 stages. This person goes and that person goes and that person goes. So 3 times 6 is 18. I should have 18 rows for this series. Please have 18 rows. I have 18 rows. Good. So in my first coalition, play order. All right. So for this coalition, who goes first? Facebook, then Instagram, then online display. The player is Facebook, Instagram, and online display. We look up their coalition value. Facebook on their own can do 51 conversions. Facebook plus Instagram only does 33 conversions. That's bad synergy. That means that adding Instagram to the mix actually brought my point score down. They contributed a negative amount. And after I add in Facebook, Instagram, and online display, it gets even worse. Their contribution is 1. Oh man, that's going to be like seriously bad marginal contributions. Um, okay. Anyway, I'm going to go through that process for each of my different combinations, right? What happens when Instagram goes, then Facebook goes, then online display goes? How do my point scores look? The the coalition values are the same, but because they're going in different orders, the mathematic outcome is going to be slightly different. Cool. I'm just going to leave it at that for now. Let's get into this tutorial is getting a little bit long. Um, in the grand scheme of life, we haven't really learned anything new, right? We did our sort order. We calculated one row for each play stage. Um, this is all kind of rinse, wash, and repeat. So let me end this tutorial, and we'll finish up in the next one.